Hello YouTube, it's January 28th and Tiger Woods has just completed his first tournament on the PGA Tour in exactly a year. Now a year ago I did a video looking at his swing in the 2017 Farmers Insurance, and I still have that video. And I took some video on Saturday at Torrey Pines this year. Now after having a chance to sit down and compare these two videos in detail, I can honestly say that there's a lot to be excited about, and we're going to take a look at that in this video. So let's start by taking both guys, or both Tigers, to the top of their backswing. Again, I apologize for the quality of the camera, but it's going to be just fine for what we're going to be focusing on. Nope. So I'm going to draw just a couple red lines bordering the hips at the top of the backswing. And we'll try to do it consistent here. Oh, let's get that a little more. There we go. Now, let's start by watching his downswing on the left. So here he comes. And we're going to go right to impact, or our best estimate of impact because it's so blurry. Right about there. And then on the right side in 2018, hopefully it's already starting to stand out to you, the difference. There we go. So, you see some pretty clear stuff going on here. So on the left, we can clearly see a couple differences. His tush came off that line, and you can see right now his hip's still inside this line, but we're going to see that change in a second. On the right side here, it's almost as if he's created even a little bit more space coming into impact, room for his arms. And the other obvious difference is that he's drastically more rotated and cleared with his torso on the right side, which I think looks phenomenal. So on the left side, it's almost like he sort of thrusted forward first and then rotates second, and you can see now he gets enough rotation to match where he was, or where he is on the right, but look how much further into his swing he is. And as we mentioned in the past, that sort of thrust and then attempt to rotate is pretty hard on the old spine, and when you see that, you definitely have concern for someone with back issues. Okay, and you can sort of see him almost thrusting that way. Now on the right, just an awesome looking position, and I really mean that. I think this just looks great, and we'll look at a younger version of him in a minute, but you can just see how much more room he has, how much more rotated he is. Now granted, he didn't drive it that well this week, but he had his speed back, and he had a lot of good drives in spurts, and I really think it's only a matter of time, because this guy just looks so much different than he did a year ago. Now, why am I so excited? Well, if you look at the swing I have of him from 2002, back when he really had it all together, you can see that rotation, all those things I just pointed out. He's getting closer to that. I don't think he's ever going to get back to this. That wouldn't be fair to ask him to do that. He's 20 years older, or sorry, 15 years older. But this just looks so much more like Tiger again, and that is really exciting. Here's another angle from this week that illustrates the improved mechanics of his rotation. Without getting too technical, essentially what we see is left side clearing out of the way, moving back first, and then right side driving through, pushing this way second. The result is dual hip rotation, as opposed to in the past where left side was not clearing out of the way in time, so when the right side pushed, the result was kind of sliding action, putting more pressure on the spine. This is so much improved. May not be at the level from his younger days, but I think it's at a point where it's going to be more than adequate for him to play good golf again. So, even though it didn't reflect in his accuracy stats for this particular week, the bottom line here is that the foundation of Tiger's golf swing, i.e. what his body does, is finally back to a world-class level. What I mean by that is that he's finally got his body and his technique back to a place where he's got his pelvis and his torso able to dictate his motion through impact, which is very reminiscent of Tiger from his younger days. Compare that to last year, where you can see he's trying to be the old Tiger, but gets to a point where that body just refuses to keep going. It's just not freed up, and he's forced to try and make up for that with his hands doing the work through impact. And at the world-class speed of Tiger Woods, that's just a really hard timing game to win consistently. At the end of the day, Tiger's finally at a place where he's going to be able to combine his speed with the ability to generate a consistent feel for controlling that club path and club face through impact under the gun. And that's why, as he continues to get tournament reps in, I see him staying healthy, and I see him continuing to get better. I think 2018 is going to be a successful year for him. So, good luck, Tiger, and thank you for watching.